pastel pastries. Now for today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make this really easy flower and strawberry arrangement. I really hope you enjoy. Now let's go ahead and get started. So we're first starting off with our floral foam arrangement. Now I just found this at my local Michael's craft store. I also know that Walmart carries them as well. You can also check on Amazon. So we're going to take our heart box and we're going to set this right there in the center. You want to make sure it is perfectly aligned only on one side of the heart. Then we're going to press this down to make sure we leave an indentation to know exactly where to cut. Then we're going to take our knife and we're going to slice this all the way down our flower foam. Now I know sometimes it can appear a little bit difficult, like how to do certain things, but I promise you guys, if you guys follow these steps, you guys can do exactly the same arrangement. And you guys can even change the theme and the colors. So for example, Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays. I mean, there's so many things you can do with this box, and it's not that difficult. So now in the video I'm showing you guys, I'm just going to cut this all the way down the center, and that's going to form our heart to go inside of our heart box. So now we're going to grab a large bowl filled with cold water, and we're just going to place them right there at the top. You never want to push them down just because they're automatically going to start slowly going into the water and absorbing everything. And I personally like to leave these in here for 5 minutes max. That is like the perfect amount of time, I feel like, and they get super heavy with all the water inside. So now that our flower foam has been sitting for 5 minutes in our cold water, we're going to get started on adding cellophane wrap to our heart box. This is going to help protect our arrangement and strawberries and the water from eventually seeping into anything. This is going to help that, and it's not going to go through. So we're now going to take our flower foam and just fit this inside. So we're going to add one half first, then we're going to add the other half to the other side. And if you guys do have to do a little bit extra cutting just to make sure everything fits, go ahead and do that. So as you can see, both halves fit really well. I just had to cut one on the sides a little bit, but that was no issue. Now, if you're just doing one arrangement and you don't really want to buy that whole roll of cellophane, you're more than welcome to use that same wrap that comes with your flowers, which is exactly what I did here today. That wrap you see with the pattern, that came with my flowers, and I just used it because I really thought I had cellophane wrap already. I usually have the clear one at hand, but I couldn't find it today, so I clearly didn't have any, but that's okay. This is a second alternative and it just works exactly the same way. So don't worry about it. You don't have to go out and buy cellophane wrap if you're doing one arrangement. So now that we have our box prepped and ready to go, let's get started on cutting up our red roses. And I'm just going to use a regular pair of scissors here. And I'm going to cut this down a little bit longer than what I feel is actually going to fit inside of this arrangement. And I'm going to go back and forth seeing if I have to cut it a little bit more or if it's just right. We're now going to get started on cleaning up our roses. So if you do have any petals that look wilted, feel free to take them off, or if there are any leftover leaves on the stems as well. I just like to make sure my little rose looks nice and clean before finally adding it to my arrangement. I'm now going to go back and forth from measuring the height of the heart and cutting it at an angle with some scissors. This is going to make it much more easier when adding it inside of our flower foam. So after we're done measuring up our rose, we're going to use that same exact one as a guide for the rest of our roses. So I like putting this one right next to the other rose and cutting it at the exact same angle. And we're going to do that to the rest of our roses. You're also going to see here exactly how I'm going to start adding this to our box. So now that we've arranged all of our roses on top of this double layered heart, let's get started on making our chocolate covered strawberries for the bottom part of this arrangement. Now we're going to get started on our strawberries, and today I'll be using coating wafers. So on the right I have the Stover Sweet Shop in milk chocolate, and on the left we have the Sweet Tooth Berry meltables in the color red. So I melted both of these down at 30-second intervals, making sure I stopped and stirred after each and every addition. And we both have amazing consistencies. I did not add anything else to this. This is just the coating wafers all by itself. And we're going to switch up the color red to a burgundy color using the brand Color Mill. Make sure you give this a really good shake before adding it in. And I'm going to add about 2 to 3 drops to deepen the shade. So now that we have our chocolate ready to go, let's start dipping our strawberries. But first things first, we're going to insert our toothpick. We're going to lift up all the strawberry stems, and now we're ready to start dipping. As easy as that. So starting off with our red color, our burgundy red, we're going to dip inside, making sure everything is fully covered. Lift up and shake off the excess chocolate. Now we're just going to repeat this same step throughout the rest of them, doing half with the red and then half with the milk chocolate. Also, if you do see any air pockets, air bubbles, go ahead and pop those with the toothpick and it'll come out like super nice and smooth. So let's just go ahead and do this and we'll be right back. So we're now back with our finished berries, but before we decorate them, let's make some letters really fast. So I'm just going to add some red coating wafers to my Ziploc bag. I cut a small tip, and we're going to individually fill up each and every mold. So today I'll be spelling out Happy 1 Month. And once we have this all done, we're just going to place it in our refrigerator or the freezer for about 5 minutes or so, or until they're completely set. So we're now ready to start decorating our strawberries, and it's just going to be a very simple design. We're going to do a simple drizzle throughout each and every strawberry. So to all the red ones, they're going to have a red drizzle, and to the milk chocolate ones, those are going to have that milk chocolate drizzle. We are now back with our finished strawberries and our letters, so all we have left to do is add a little bit of sparkle. So today I'll be using the brand Shine Dessert Glitter. This one is in the shade Gold Coast, this really gorgeous gold color. And also don't forget to use code PASSED at checkout to receive some money off of your next order. And I have a tip for applying any type of glitter onto your strawberry. Now I love using this fluffy brush technique. You can also add as little or as much glitter as you would like. Just slightly tap on top for a light effect. Now if you would like to add more sparkle, then dip inside of your gold first and immediately go to your strawberry and start patting this on all the way around. That is going to leave you with more of a glittery effect, which is also very pretty. So you have to choose from 2 options. So now that all of our strawberries have our glitter, we're going to add them to our mini cupcake liners. And of course you can find all the tools and supplies used in today's video down below in my description box, as well as with every video here on my channel. I like to add a lot of the stuff that I use down below. So Don't forget to check that out. Now, lastly, I just have some edible gold leaf, and I'm going to add this to all the corners of my red strawberries. I'm also going to use the help of my small Wilton brush to adhere the gold leaf and bring it down to my strawberries. And just like that, we're going to get started on our last and final step, which is just adding all these berries inside of our heart box. Now you can also add crinkle paper of your any choice of color to the bottom, but I felt like I really didn't need that for this box here today, so I'm just going to place them in there all by themselves. I also went ahead and added a small chocolate to the top left hand side of that heart box. There was this empty area and I didn't like how it was looking, so I just added the small chocolate, and I feel like this just really goes all together now. Even better because it's gold. And now it's time to add in our red letters that said Happy 1 Month. So now's the time to add this on with a little bit of chocolate on the back. I'm just going to hold it in place for about 2 to 3 seconds. So this is the end of today's tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed my flower and strawberry arrangement. Also, don't forget to follow me on my social medias. Everything is at Pretty Pastel Pastries. I'll see you on my next video. Bye guys, have a lovely day!